Good morning. Penny Myers here. Nice to see you this morning. I want to talk about something that is too often forgotten, and that is how do you get through day to day, the next day, and days after your daily activity? You had a life before suicide touched you. How do you get through that? Listen carefully. I remember very plain and clear. I didn't. I didn't get through. I was numb. I was a zombie. I was not mindful in this world. And I had no idea what hour it was and what day it was. Was it a weekday or was it a weekend? I didn't know. And it's okay to not know. Just don't get in your car and go for a drive. Don't get on your bike and go riding. Don't even go for a walk alone because your mind is so distracted. Let's face it, your loved one just died by suicide. Gone. Seconds, minutes before that, you had a mind full of things you were going to do that day, and the next day, and the next day, and next week, next month. You had appointments booked. I mean, you've got appointments to go to. Eyes, ears, your dentist, the surgeon, the specialist, the dermatologist. You were to get an x-ray, an ultrasound. You were supposed to pick up your grandma and take her to an appointment. Well, you are not able to do anything or to remember it. Again, in one of my other videos, I talk about using sticky notes. Until I got to the sticky note point, I was driven. My daughters drove me to town. My daughters drove me to pick up the mail. I didn't drive for the first week. The second week, there wasn't anything I had to do. Everything was looked after. Those appointments that you forget and the calls come in, hello, you were supposed to be here at 9:00. Yeah? Well, I was supposed to have a life too. It's so right there on the tip of your tongue to be angry and to comment nasty. I was silent. I didn't feel the anger. I didn't lash out, but that doesn't mean you won't. It's very normal to do that because they're invading your grief space. Hey, man, I'm grieving. How dare you interrupt me? They don't know that, though, until you say, I'm sorry, I forgot my appointment. I received a phone call. Nicholas died yesterday. I received a visit by the police. My son Nicholas died 3 weeks ago. Whatever, you're grieving. So you have every right to not remember. Oh, forgot to pay the gas bill. They're not forgiving. The hydro bill, the water bill. You will get people, family, friends, neighbors, even coworkers, maybe your hairdresser, will call you and say, I think you need to get out. How are you doing anyway? I'm grieving. I'm no better than I was a week ago, 10 weeks ago. And you know what? I don't rebook appointments right now either because I can't write anything down and I can't remember it. It's okay. I had family and friends insisting, you need to come over. You need to get out of the house and come and have a meal. Please have a meal with me. I'm so sorry. I really need you. It was all about them. Finally, I said, sure, we're coming. We'll be there. We didn't show up. I remembered. I knew I was supposed to be there. I couldn't bring myself to cancel because I knew what they were going to say. And I couldn't bring myself to say no again because people wouldn't leave it alone. 6 months after my son died, I remember 6 months, I still didn't go to outings, barbecues, people were throwing parties. I wasn't even angry that I wasn't there and that I wasn't having a party. It didn't happen. I was grieving. I was back to work, absolutely. And like 6 months, I was back to work normal hours, daytime. I was probably functioning because then I had learned how to put my grief outside the door as I walked into work. And then when I came out of the door, I picked it up because it automatically stuck to me. It was there. It was like a magnet. It's not uncommon to forget. It's not uncommon to not be able to. And forgive yourself. Don't be anxious to remember. What for? And don't think there's something wrong with you. You are depressed. Well, of course you are. It's consuming you. You're marinating in grief. But your loved one died. Who's to say how you should grieve and when you should be back to daily activities? Listen to your body. You will get there. Unless your thoughts are going wild or you're throwing up and you got diarrhea, you're not keeping food down and you're thin. I didn't lose weight grieving. Many people have lost many pounds. Everybody's different. Don't have expectations. Don't set expectations. Don't set goals. This isn't some financial gain. I literally said, just leave me alone or listen. Do you want to get together? Come and listen. I have something to tell you. Or if you're concerned that I'm not well, come over and make some calls for me. That's what you could do. Make calls, do errands. And if it really makes you feel good, you go to my appointment. You go to the dentist. You go to the eye doctor. But right now, I'm not concerned about it. And I was not concerned about it. The only thing that I remembered and went to was my naturopath appointments because they were helpful and they made me feel good. So remember, just do what you can do and let others take over. Drink water, drink fluids, eat a little if you can, but don't force yourself. Just let your body tell you what it needs. Be mindful, love yourself, forgive people for not knowing any better, not your responsibility at this moment. You will get there. You will get there. I love you. Have a great day. Bye for now.